Three bets for you to spread over the cards at York and Newmarket tomorrow. My strongest view of the day, or certainly for those two cards, comes in the 3:45 at York, and that's a horse called Rhythmic Intent, who I think ran really well over a mile on his reappearance at Newbury. He finished behind a subsequent winner that day, and the fact that he managed to run to 95 on Timeform ratings, which is up there with the peak of his efforts, the fact that he managed to do that over a mile, I think really makes him interesting this year, because to me he looked at an out-and-out galloper, a real stayer, a real mile and a quarter, mile and a half, even a little bit further horse last year. So the fact that he's run to that figure first time out over a mile suggests that he could have a bit more to offer in 2020, and I'm hoping that Oisin Murphy gives him a positive ride. I think he'll be galloping on up that quite long straight at York, and hopefully will take a bit of stopping. The rain that's forecast overnight as well is definitely in his favour, I think, just to slow everything down a little bit. He finished third in the Old Newton Cup over a mile and a half, a really strongly run mile and a half last season, so stamina really is his forte. And again, that makes that second over a mile at Newbury on his reappearance even more impressive. So Rhythmic Intent is the best bet for me across the two cards at York and Newmarket. I'm going to go to Newmarket for my next best, and I'm going to put up Miras in the 3:35. Really, obviously a competitive 3-year-old handicap. Loads of them are interesting, but Miras, for me, he's a group class sprinter in the making. I suspect he'll be a group horse, by this time next year, just based on the way he's going at the moment. I love the way he won at Pontefract last time. It was a much lesser handicap than this, but the way that he dismantled the field in the first 3 furlongs, and then was essentially just coasting home in the last furlong and a half or so, I think was really impressive. He's had a nice little break since. This is obviously a lot tougher, but he's got the right running style for the July course. He's going to be ridden positively, hopefully, again. Obviously, he won't be able to dominate the field in the same way you wouldn't have thought, but I think he's a really promising sprinter, and a horse that a mark of 97 really should be very workable, and hopefully one that he'll defy at some point. I'm hoping it's tomorrow. So Miras in the 3:35 at Newmarket would be the next best. The third bet, it's not necessarily a long shot because he's only about 8-1, but a horse called Storting, trained by Mick Shannon in the 1:30 at York. Thought that he had a good chance and was probably a bit overpriced, to be honest. The early prices, just looking at them now. He only made the race course for the first time as a 3-year-old, so he's the type to have a bit more to offer as a 4-year-old. And I think he was basically quite babyish a lot of his season in 2019 as well. Still learning and not quite the finished article. Maybe a little bit quirky, a little bit keen at times and things, but as he gets older, hopefully that those things will sort of be ironed out a little bit. And I just thought he looked overpriced. He's a lightly raced horse, type to have more to offer at 4. Bits of his form from his 3-year-old season looks solid enough. Oisin Murphy's book, which is a positive, he's ridden him before, but I think he can hopefully help him settle down, and just thought he had a fair bit going for him. Storting in the 1:30 at York, he's around 8-1, which is a good price if you can get it.